Carol Behringer, and welcome back to another segment of Amazing Movement. And again, amazing movement is unremarkable movements with remarkable benefits, so that when you're going through your daily tasks, you sit, you stand, you walk, and you drive. But we created habits the minute we got up on 2 feet, and those have stayed with us for a lifetime. And then we have jobs or long drives or injuries or even emotional traumas that create stress in the body. And unless you intentionally correct imbalances in your body when you go through all these different phases of life, they stay with you. And so everything happens in front of us. So we're kind of rounded forward. We eat, we drive, our desks, everything is forward oriented. So we do that a lot, which means we neglect the back, we neglect twisting well, and we rarely side bend, go directly side to side as if we were between 2 panes of glass. And a lot of injuries happen with a lift, a twist, and a bend. So, so we're going to work on all of those things over these segments. So today we're going to work on upper back extension. So it's one of the last places we go, and oftentimes when we do it, even just doing that little bit, I had an adjustment, and that's a bonus. So when we move our chest up and back, what we don't want to do is let our pelvis plunge into, or our torso plunge into our pelvis, that low back area that so many people, 85% of people, are walking around with low back tightness at L4, L5, S1, and even S2. So you might have heard those terms for yourself or loved ones and our friends, everybody. So our big torso goes in there. And we think when it's tight that all we have to do is stretch it forward or lengthen it forward. But what we really need to do is relieve some of that forward action with some back extensions. So it's not a plunging backward from the low back, it's a lengthening of the spine so that the upper back we move all the spine apart and teach it to go safely there and release some of the tension that we keep plummeting down into our low backs. So we're going to come onto our bellies, and I'm sure you'll be able to hear me because I'm well mic'd. So you're going to come onto your belly, and you're going to overlap one palm over the other. You're going to place your forehead on your hands, and you're going to wobble your pelvis side to side to get your legs close together. If that already feels tight on your low back, you can separate your feet, and you can even let the heels fall in, and that will take some of the tension away. But what we want to build as we build this strength in these different planes of motion, we want to build endurance, and we want to build awareness with the endurance so that it becomes normal to us to be able to go through these ranges of motion safely and with strength and flexibility. So you're going to rest your forehead on your hands, and we're going to pick up our head as if we were a kitten and the cat is picking you up by the scruff of the neck. So you're not lifting your chin to lift your head. You're bringing your nose directly to the back of your skull. And when you do that, first I want you to pull your belly away from your shirt so that you've got the low belly activated, and then just pick up, and you should feel the back, your triceps, your armpits, and back in towards your shoulder blades. So we're already activating the back all the way from the tailbone to where the spine meets the head. Now we're going to pick that up, and I hope you have your left hand on top. I didn't say that, but please put your left hand on top. You're going to pick up your left elbow until your hand touches your forehead, and then you're going to lower down. And that could be quite strenuous. So you're going to pick up your head with both hip sockets and the belly pulled away from the shirt to support your low back, and bring up the left elbow to your hand, back of your hand touches your forehead, and lower that whole package down. And just one more time. 3 is my magic repetition, because if we do that with the breath, it can settle into your muscle memory. Now we're going to keep the back of the hand touching the forehead, and the whole package is going to come up, and the whole package is going to lower. 2 more times, inhale to lift, and you'll feel the right side pressing down into the floor to keep yourself even. If that's strenuous, stay with that one. For those of you who are ready for a little bit more challenge, you lift up and peek under your left armpit. Come back to center and lower. And if any of you play any kind of sport, this is the way your torso moves to strike a golf ball, hit a baseball, tennis racket, pickleball, just those 3. And now put the other hand on top. Reorganize by wobbling the pelvis side to side, pulling the belly away from the shirt, and you'll feel your tailbone lengthen towards your heels, and you'll feel a release in your spine because you're pulling the vertebra apart. And then we're going to do the cat picks up the back of your neck, and we're going to go right into raising the right elbow so that the back of the right hand touches the forehead and you lower down. Inhale to come up and lift the elbow. Exhale to lower everything down. And the more smoothly you're moving, the more you're using all the muscles and tendons and ligaments in the order that they work in your body to move your body through space. You're going to pick up the whole package and lower the whole package. 2 more times. 1 more time. And then we're going to do the peek under the armpit. So you're going to come up, peek under the right armpit, come back to center and lower. 2 more. Inhale to come up and twist, and exhale to come back and lower. And 1 more time. We're going to go from here into, if you do yoga, they call it child's pose. I call it resting pose because I'm going to add a little more magic to it. So you're going to open your knees and feet together. Feet are touching. You're going to reach your hands as far out in front of you as you can, pressing the palms into your floor or mat, wherever you are. Middle finger pointing forward. And you're going to press forward into your hands and pull your tailbone back towards your heels. So you'll feel your armpits light up, your triceps, you'll feel your elbows decompress. You might have a little shaky feeling because you're bringing intrinsic muscles into this movement. And then as you're pushing your hands forward, pull your abdominals away from your shirt again, and your tailbone will come down towards your heels. And then just pull your bottom ribs in towards your torso and let your head hang heavy. So now we've taken everything apart. And you're breathing, you're going to fill up the back of your lungs into your rib cage. And exhale, think of knitting the rib cage together in the front, like somebody has shoelaces and they're pulling it together. All the air goes out. 2 more breaths, fill with air. And then empty through a soft jaw. So inhale through your nose. And exhale. Now take both hands over to your left. Overlap your right hand over the left and pull the right side back away from that. Now you're not collapsing down onto your thighs. You're keeping the belly lifted so that you keep moving the spine apart. And you might find that your tailbone's coming down closer to your heels and you're reaching forward. So this is called oppositional energy. That makes everything happening from your fingernails to your tailbone and from your hip sockets down to your heels. And then slide the hands over, reaching long to the other side. Fill with air and empty. 2 more breaths, filling the back of the lungs. Exhaling oppositional energy. 1 more breath. Bring the hands back to the center. And then just curl your tailbone under to come on up. And that's today's episode. Hope to see you next week.